That's what always happens. Hey, folks, Lester here. Jamie is in her garden working behind me. It's hard to see. She's in the sun. She's getting down low. She's dropping it like it's hot, trying to help her plants grow. Yeah, we don't sing to our plants. We dance for them. She says that's not true. She's not going to be able to escape me.
Oh my God, what are you doing?
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with her. We have a really big project going on here at, oh my gosh, Facebook is here early. That's awesome, Facebook. I am going on StreamYard. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to tie all of the channels into one location. I love doing it that way. Now, Facebook business doesn't really like us to do that, and we will sometimes take a hit. That's a business word that doesn't really matter, but it will take a hit when we do it that way, which means that our numbers will be way down. That's the way Facebook will show you who Big Brother is. But you know what? It actually is the best thing for a live, because especially when you have multiple platforms and multiple channels, it's hard to try to do a live for each one of them differently. And so Jamie and I in the past have had a tripod set up where we just had Facebook business only and then everything else here on StreamYard. So I hope that you guys will appreciate all the work that we're going through to try to bring it all into one central location. So what that means to you guys is that no matter which channel you're watching on, I'm a Survivor Facebook, I'm a Survivor YouTube, Longhorn Lester Facebook, or Longhorn Lester YouTube, you've all come to one spot. Now, the upside to that for me is I have you all in one location. I love using StreamYard because I can, exert things and pull things in and share it with everybody. The downfall is that I believe you guys can only see comments coming from the same channel that you're commenting on. I believe that might be my special guest who I'm waiting. Yeah, so I did invite a special guest, and they will be here momentarily. And then give me one more second. I am so sorry. You like to have things set up ahead of time. So, yes, I did say that Longhorn Lester, Lunch with Longhorn Lester, which is our every Friday event, is going to be joined by a special guest. And when I say special, this person is very special to me and holds a really wonderful and neat place in my heart. And they're having so many issues getting in, but as soon as they get here, I'll bring them on. And I don't think it'll be a surprise to anybody to see who I've invited. I'm sitting outside at Longhorn Lester's. The weather is perfect. It's probably 75, maybe. It's nice and sunny. That makes the little bit hard to see in the background, but just a gorgeous view behind me. What I did was got out this morning and I mowed the grass. I did all my weed eating. Oh my gosh! And my special guest has arrived. That's awesome. I see that I will say she is setting everything up now. So she's in what I call the green room. That's kind of what they call it. If you ever go to a behind the scenes at a talk show, they have what they call the green room, where everyone goes and drinks and parties until they're they're called out on the stage. And I will call her out on the stage in just a second if she's ready. I'm waiting for your thumbs up. I hope that she can actually hear me. She may be having audio difficulties. But you know what? Let's go ahead and just embarrass her and bring her on right now. And we got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. We certainly do. Hi, Brienne.
I guess I could have turned some lights on or something in here.
So, hey, I'll tell you a secret. Is the ring light right there beside you?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna no. Hold on, it's not gonna work because it's not plugged in. So
Okay.
it's okay. We'll give you a second or so. Watch. So look to your left over there on that counter with the far left, way over there, way
Okay.
over there by the microwave. Now walk over there and unplug the. You need that little box. So unplug the cameras and bring that box over with you. That's the adapter box. Can you find it? You'll need that for the ring light. So plug that in there beside you and then plug in your ring light. So the barndominium, oh my gosh, there's Carter. Boy, we got to talk about her.
Don't get me in trouble.
I'm not going to get you in trouble. I'll get myself in trouble.
Yeah, it's your fault. Woo!
That looks a lot better. I can see you. I can see you. That's wonderful. Isn't that a great setup over there?
Got settings. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead and do what you have to get done. I'm going to turn my phone off so I don't have any issues with someone trying to call or anything weird, because people always do that for some reason. Do you have your phone number listed on your Facebook or YouTube?
Mm-mm.
No. They made me list mine on the,
You do?
Well, I wasn't able to. So I connected my business to WhatsApp or WhatsApp or whatever that is, that you know, that what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it made me put a phone number. And so everybody, this is my niece, Brienne. This is Jake's little sister, Uncle Dan, which is my brother, and Sister Lou, who's my brother's wife, their daughter, and everyone knows Brienne. And right now she is in the midst of what must seem like just a tornado of
Chaos.
all
Pure
kinds
chaos.
of stuff going on around you. But, you know, I was telling everyone in my video this morning that what's going on with you and with us and with Ellie, it really is a good problem. These are not bad problems.
Yeah.
They're good problems because all of us at some point are going to come out ahead. Talk to us about who you got there behind you.
Oh, that one digging through your TV stand and getting cats right now?
And pulling the cat by the tail. Yeah.
Don't. Oh, she's just holding her.
That's what you saw. That's not what I just saw, but it's okay. I don't care.
She's just holding her. That is sweet little Carter. And if y'all don't know sweet little Carter, she will make herself known very soon. So
I have a story to tell about Carter, and if you don't mind me saying this, so and you can jump in and cut me off wherever you want to. For everyone who's listening and watching right now, I want you to know that I'm about to say a bad word. I'm about to say a bad word, a word that Lester does not use, but it's a part of my story. So if you're easily offended, if you're a sensitive viewer, if you're a school teacher watching with your students, go ahead and just you give me about 5 minutes to finish my story, and then you can jump back in. So I've given you prior warning. So Brienne's Carter, her little girl Carter, is just a bundle of joy. And recently, Sister Kim came down to visit. And when Sister Kim, who's my sister, not of the sisterhood, by no means of the sisterhood, but when Sister Kim was leaving, Carter says, "Bye, motherfucker." And now listen, everyone's just mouth just dropped. I wasn't there. I was not there. But everyone heard exactly what she said. And of course, Brienne, being a good mom, turned around and snatched her up and said, "What did you say?" And she's like, "Motherfucker." And
yeah, no doubt. No, just no shame. Just let it out again. Like, yeah, that's what I said.
So, of course, any mom and dad are going to interrogate their child. They're going to pull them aside and tell them that's a no-no. That's a no-no. Where'd you hear that? And God forbid if that little girl didn't say she heard it from yours truly. Bree, tell me the story.
I said, Carter, where'd you hear it? She said, my Uncle Lester. And you swore and Jamie swore when I told her that that is not a word that you use.
Well,
But
listen.
how could I not believe my sweet little baby girl?
Okay, so there's two problems with that right there. Number one, even though I have been blessed to have spent a lot of time with almost all of my nieces, well, all of my nephews, a lot of my great nieces and nephews, I've never spent any time with Carter one-on-one because she doesn't like me. So therefore, I would have never had a chance to have taught her a dirty word, okay?
Listen, I don't care where she said she heard it from, as long as it wasn't me. She can blame anybody else that she wants to, as long as she did not say my name. I will not take responsibility for that one.
But I never say bad words in front of the kids. Never. I'm like an adult, you know. Sometimes things hurt.
Say bad words. He doesn't. All right, he's got your back today, but only today.
On that day when I wasn't around to defend myself, she didn't have my back. She was just trying to find any way to get out of a pow.
Yep.
And she found, just by saying Uncle Lester, everyone's going to believe that one. Let's just blame Lester. He's bad. And so my
God, time she's getting in trouble, I'm just thinking, God, please don't let me laugh. Please don't let me laugh right now. It's not supposed to be funny. But I got some good laughs after the fact when she wasn't around anymore.
Yeah, you can never let her know that was funny, because then all of a sudden she'll do it again and again just to see Mama laugh.
Yeah.
But guys, I will let you know that I did not teach her that word. I've never said bad words in front of the kids, unless it was seriously a slip up of me getting hurt or bumped or something happened that scared me. I may sometimes curse. I think we've all done that, even though you can say that you haven't. I think we all have words that we sometimes ashamed of that slip out. But Carter has been a really tough cookie for me. I cannot seem to crack the code. I take a lot of pride in the fact that I have a really good relationship with all of my nephews, my niece, and on all the kids really around school and whatnot. But Carter, I just cannot seem to break through that shell. But she doesn't mind throwing me into the bus when it's convenient. I'll tell you that.
We're staying in the barndominium, right? And every time she sees a shadow go by the window or hears something outside, she says, Mom, it's my Uncle Lester. Let me go outside.
That's cute.
So as soon as you get back here, you're going to have a little shadow, and I'm just going to let it happen.
That's okay. That's okay. I moved the candy jar out there for you guys. I hope you discovered that. I knew how much she loved the candy jar there in the big house.
About 3 days.
Yeah, plan your dentist appointment pretty soon, but just remember, those are her baby teeth, so it doesn't really count. Those are her baby teeth, so that nothing that happens now really counts, I don't think, in the long run. Now, there's going to be folks say, well, there's diabetes, Lester. Children diabetes and children obesity. That matters, and maybe it will. But as far as teeth goes, I don't think it really matters because she's still a baby. And so let her have some candy, because we certainly don't need it ourselves. Talk about your barndominium and why you are in the barndominium. And just tell everyone the story who doesn't already know.
Well, both of the kids in the old house, right, were sharing a room together. It was a 3-bed, 2-bath, but the kids shared a room because we still needed our office space or whatever. And, you know, overrun with toys spilling out into the hallway and the living room and my bedroom, toys everywhere. So we finally decided we just needed a little more space, right, for the kids growing up, not sharing a room anymore. So we did kind of a trade-in deal on the old mobile home. An investor who worked at that house company we bought the new one from purchased it and had it moved away, and the new one should be delivered next week.
Okay.
Hopefully next week. If the weather plays out and everything's good, it'll be delivered early next week. The barndominium. You want to talk about the barndominium? Because all the essential things that I needed got thrown straight in that front door, and not a thing's been done with them since.
I wasn't going to talk about it. I actually made a video that said you would be livid if I showed anyone the condition of the barndominium, because I know, but you've been under a lot, and you've been doing it a lot. With Jake has helped out a lot. I've seen Lissa, but I know Laramie's working.
Yeah.
And so there's been a lot on your plate. And so I don't blame you at all for having just to drop stuff off and go. But I'm I, I'm happy you're able to stay there. I'm happy it's available to you. I hope it's staying nice and cool enough. I
Probably
think
just wondering what kind of condition that barndominium is going to be in when we leave.
no. I'm
No,
not.
I've got the essentials, you know, the bathroom stuff to the bathroom and getting the groceries unpacked, but I've left no place to sit with laundry everywhere, and it's just
Well,
crazy.
it's already tiny as it is. So, it's a small one bedroom. But even though it's a small one bedroom, from what I understand, you really enjoyed yourself in that big bathtub last night.
I did. You know, I was gonna come over here to the big house and take a shower. And the more I looked at that bathtub, I was like, man, that bathtub is big. I was just thinking to myself, I bet that water will just come all the way up to my neck and I could just sit and soak. Oh my gosh, I had the best time in that bathtub last night.
Yeah, don't describe your good time in the bathtub. I know it's made for two. I don't know if you were by yourself or with
No, listen, you've got the hottest water on this hill that I've ever had, and it just burning my skin off, but it felt so good to just soak in it.
So this is kind of a funny story, and jump in anytime you want to. But when obviously the barn, everything was destroyed during Hurricane Harvey. So building the barn dominium was kind of like starting your dream home from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
If you can turn your barn into a dream home. And so I'm not saying there's anything dreamy about it, but I was able to master plan the barn dominium. So putting that big tub right, if I don't know if you notice this or not, the layout, but that big tub right behind that wall is the hot water heater.
Mm-hmm.
And so that water heater has to travel that far right to that wall into the knob to turn on that hot water. So when you say you had a hot bath, that water doesn't travel very far from the hot water heater right into your tub.
Yeah, usually you gotta wait for water to like warm up, right? You gotta wait for the hot water to get here. The second that handle comes on, it's burning the mess out of you.
I know. And so that was always something funny but I had some great baths in that tub. And the thing is, the TV, because it's in the bedroom. So as weird as it may sound, there's a giant bathtub with the TV all in the bedroom. And so I pretty much lived in that one room. And that's, I've always been a bath person. I guess, are you more bath or shower?
I love to take a bath after I've been out, working all day long and my body's tired. I mean, if I'm looking to just get in and get out, a shower's great, but I love to soak in the bathtub.
That's good. No, I've always been a bath person. Growing up, mom and dad, we didn't have a shower. All we had was a bathtub. And so it was just kind of in me. So I still take baths to this day, even though we have a shower and a bathtub. I'm just a bath kind of person, and everyone knows it about me. I didn't know that about you, though. So
I can usually lock Carter out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
To, take a bath by myself, relax. But last night she was leaned over, rubbing water on my back. She said, "Mommy, I'll wash you. Don't worry." And I was just thinking, please just go get in the bed and let me take a bath.
Just let you relax. No, and that bathtub it's actually made to lean back. Mm-hmm. It's the perfect height. I laughed this morning when I asked you how hard it was to get out of the tub, because now, of course, you're a lot younger than I am. You're a lot better shape than both me and Jamie, but we've always enjoyed taking a bath in that tub. However, it's hard as hell to get out of.
Yeah.
Getting out, there's nothing. Now, maybe for you it's different, but for me and Jamie, there's nothing sexy about getting out. It's kind of like hide your eyes while I get out. Because we're literally kind of trying to roll out onto the floor because there's no handles. There's no way to grab it.
You got to lift your legs so dang high to step out of it, and you're just hoping you don't slip on the concrete floor when you get here.
I know. Well, I'm glad it's coming in handy for you guys. That's great. And then, so tell me how hard it was to say goodbye to the house your kids were born in and raised in. There had to be something about that.
There was, and I've just been so annoyed and stressed out about that house because it had some water leaks and damage to it, and just battling with the insurance company and all that. And then I reached that point where it was just like, oh shoot, they just told me they're coming to get it. And I've got 2 days to get all of my stuff out, my fence taken down, so through all that stressful time, I didn't really have time to be sad about it. But the night before they came and got it, so Wednesday night, I was in the barndominium, we were going to sleep, and I started crying. I was just like, what are you crying about, Brienne? And then that's when it all kind of started hitting me, my house where my kids started out and everything, all those memories we've made that's going to be gone. But
yeah,
as far as like when they were moving it out, it didn't really kill me to see it taken away.
I saw you actually driving the machinery.
Yeah.
Drive it, and that was amazing. That was really neat video to see you and Jake both taking turns driving that house across the pasture. So
if they would have just let me start it out, I could have gotten it out of there pretty quick, but they'd only let me drive it on the straightaway.
Well, I made a video that I played on my Longhorn Lester channel. It looked very hard to maneuver because I know you were trying to keep your porch. Go ahead. I know she was trying to keep her porch. They had my fence. They had her light meter, her meter pole, and they're trying to maneuver that 70 whatever foot trailer. What is that?
Carter was going to have herself a little shot.
Jack Daniels?
It's
You got her drinking Jack Daniels now.
It's a Pink Whitney.
I probably should have told you to childproof that house before Carter started running around.
What are you doing?
That's funny.
She's just playing with straws now. She's fine.
She's good. No, we're so blessed that you guys are able to take advantage of the barndominium, and it's been a great. Well, I lived there for 3 years, and then we, when Jamie decided to move down, we got the big house, and the barndominium has just pretty much been used for Jamie's mom, Xander, Ellie on occasion. People here and there. We've had some people come by and stay a couple of times, friends of ours, but it doesn't get enough use for being such a great, quaint little house. Yeah. And a lot of people have said do the Airbnb, but we actually tried that. You may remember this, Bree. This is a while before y'all were doing videos, but before we were actually making videos for money, we did try to find different ways to income the farm rebuild, and one of them was make that into an Airbnb. But the problem that we had was nothing to do with the house itself. It was to do with people. They would come and never leave.
Yeah.
I you love people, and I know I'm hard about saying goodbye. I'm a Texas goodbye kind of guy. It takes a while to say goodbye, but I had no idea that once people show up, they were there for the long haul. Hey, babe, I got Brienne on live. You want to come over and say hi? She has 2 minutes before her next call. Sorry. But no, that was a neat experience, but I'm so blessed. And so I talked about this morning that even though right now you're in the big house, it's fairly empty because Ellie and Megan have not begun to make their move over yet. So y'all kind of have both places to play around with a little bit and stuff, which is great.
Yeah, so, the barndominium is great, and it's real nice. Like everything how you have it laid out and done up, it's really nice. And even though you think it's kind of a tight squeeze for a family of 4, don't worry, because we've already started rearranging your furniture and stuff to make it work for us in there. But no, it's really a blessing to have it and still be right here, and be able to wake up and go feed my animals down there in the morning. And
that's awesome. Well, no,
when we're kind of homeless,
Yeah, no, I knew that was going to be tough, but isn't it crazy how with the move that you were making, the move that Ellie was coordinating and trying to work with, and then Jamie and I and what we've been working on, none of us ever met and planned out, because that was a comment this morning is like, how did you guys, like they wanted to know the ins and outs. Did y'all meet and coordinate and plan? And believe it or not, it was just one of those miraculous kind of things that happened that we never met and discussed anything. The timeline just all fell together at the right time. And so it really is one of those neat things that just kind of happened. Poor Bree is trying to fight children. I know she has 2 kids going 2 different directions. How does a mom do anything? And you had to take care of kids and do all that packing and moving. I just felt so bad for you watching you and seeing your videos. And of course, I wasn't there the whole time, but seeing all that had to be done. So,
Lester, I got so overwhelmed with packing and kids and all that stuff that at one point, I wasn't completely done before they came to move that house out.
oh, no.
So yeah, they were still there, like putting the wheels on the axles, and I'm still up in the house. I'm like, I'm
Oh,
almost finished.
oh gosh.
I got to the point of literally just taking stuff out and chunking it under my little carport out there. And I was like, I can deal with it tomorrow as long as they
Yeah.
can take this house right
Get
now.
out of the house. So yeah, so that's the way it works. A lot of folks don't know the mobile home, trailer house, whatever people call them, manufactured housing. I mean, it goes by so many names, but they're very convenient in the fact that you don't have to own the land or have the title of the land in your name. And none of us have titles to land. My dad still owns all of the land, and none of us have our own land titles. So we can't get financed housing. We couldn't get a home financed. But a mobile home, the convenience of a mobile home is it's like going to buy a car. Did you guys just go to a mobile home lot and walk around?
Yeah, we went to one, not very far from here, but just in Cleveland. So still in
Okay.
town. So that's where it'll be
Yeah.
delivered before it gets brought here. So it's not like they've got to bring it a long ways or anything. But yeah, when we went and started looking around, I kind of asked him, what's this process on getting rid of my old house? Do I have to find a buyer for it before I can get a new one?
Yeah.
He said, well, we have an investor here who, he'll fix it up and put it in a park somewhere or rent it out to somebody. So they actually did that, came and looked at it, wrote the check to my other mortgage company, and
Like it's trading in a car then, just like trading in a car.
just like trading it in.
And so the house that you picked out, what all will it come with? Because now I already know because I have a mobile home.
Yeah.
But for people who don't know about mobile homes, what do they come with?
As far as like setting it up or everything.
The appliances.
So my house is actually coming with the refrigerator. It's like the double door fridge with the freezer on the bottom.
Okay.
It's coming with my microwave, my stove, a dishwasher, and a farmhouse sink.
Oh, a farmhouse sink, so it has a big nozzle. Okay, that's great.
So all of that was included with it. I still got to go in just like you would with any other home designer or whatever. I got to pick all my backsplash, my wall paint, all the flooring that went throughout it. Got to choose the bathtubs and showers and all that. So when they come and bring it here, everyone was really curious how they were going to get a bigger mobile home in here with the trouble that they had getting my old one out.
Yeah.
So even though the one we're getting is more square feet, it's going to come separated in two pieces.
Yeah.
We'll bring it in on two different trailers and then attach it together whenever it gets here.
Hey, Bree, take the camera and kind of tilt it up, and we can show everybody what it looks like. Tilt it upwards so I can see the roof of the house, the ceiling right there.
Oh.
Can you tilt it upwards?
Lester, I don't know how this camera
Right
goes.
there. Right there. Stop right there. So that beam right there, everyone can see that white beam. That's actually where the two houses come put together. So they come by. Okay, Bree, we see it now.
Okay.
So really what you're doing is you're taking two houses of 16 foot each and putting them together. And then all they do is come by and they put a seam down the middle from the outside. They put all the shingles and whatnot, of course, with whatever ridge cap, whatever on the inside to cover the crack. They put about a 6-inch wide piece of whatever that drywall is. And so you never see it. It's just now, instead of having a 16 foot, now you have a 32 foot or even longer. They even come wider sometimes.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about the design, the color, or you want to wait for a video and all that? I don't mind if you wait. This is complete. I'm not, because I'm curious myself.
If you want me to be honest with you,
well, why would you lie to me?
I don't have like an eye or a memory for that kind of stuff. So they put this like book, like this little board in front of me with all the colors and everything I could choose. And I just went through one by one and said that one, that backsplash. And I don't know what's going to be in there, but I know that I liked it at the time that I picked it, and I'm hoping it shows up looking good.
I'm reading some of the comments over here. A lady named Sweeping Shadows wants to know, is it going to be 3 bedrooms or 4?
The design that we picked actually could have been a 3 or 4 bedroom. So we got, it's still a 3-bed, 2-bath, but it has an extra entertainment room on it.
Oh, wow.
A second living room type thing in the back of the house. And that's what we'll use as like our office space, game room, that kind of stuff.
Now, Laramie works from home pretty often, doesn't he?
Mhm.
So that's great. So y'all need an office, a place you
Yeah,
can go in and
we
close
have
the
to have
door where the kids are not. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere where I can set up my computer and do my video editing or stuff like that, just that the kids can't
A lot
access.
of folks are very curious. They want to know about your master bedroom. Can you tell us about that? Does it have a bath and all that? Or do you remember?
We actually did not get it with a bathtub.
Okay.
The model that they showed us had only showers in each bathroom. So of course we got the second bathroom to have a bathtub so the kids would have somewhere to bathe.
Okay.
But our
So what you're saying is you'll still come to the barndominium when you and Laramie
if I
want to
need
soak.
to, yeah, if I need
fun
to
in the
really
tub.
soak.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
But no, our shower
I'll
in
just buy
the
a gallon of bleach when I'm headed home. Yeah.
our shower in the master bathroom was huge.
Yes.
And if we would have gotten a bathtub, it would have, cut the
Put
size
that
of the
down
bathtub.
to size.
And it's
Yeah.
got that
That's
big
awesome.
rain head, that rain shower.
Oh, the double shower
I
head
wasn't
thing.
going to give that up. So we just
Yeah.
have a big shower.
Well, I'm really, really, really excited for you, Brienne. This is a big thing. And so now it's been a big week for you, and I know how busy you've been. I don't know at what point you'll be able to just kind of just take a deep breath because I know that as soon as you finally can unwind, here comes house number 2 coming in, and then you're going to be right back at it again.
Yeah.
So that must be really hard.
That's
I did
where I'm
get
at a standstill on the barndominium because, I want to get comfortable and put all my things away. But at the same time, it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks. And then I'm going to be packing all up again and moving it. And
So the advice that I gave Brienne was not really fair advice, but I told her that Hurricane Harvey was pretty much, it was the great, what do they call that when you just not plunge. What's the word I'm looking for, Brienne?
purge.
It was the great purge. I had no option. I had no choice in my purge because Hurricane Harvey, with filling my house with 6 foot of water, I had no option. My purge was forced upon me. But for you guys who are moving, it's like when Jamie moved from Illinois, there was no one to purge. She was able to bring as big as a U-Haul and she filled that sucker to capacity.
Yeah.
And so now that we're trying to, kind of downsize our lives, make our lives simpler, we're having a hard time. Not me. I have nothing, and I'm completely content that way. I have maybe 5 of these shirts that I wear all the time, and about 3 pair of shorts and a lot of pair of Crocs, and I'm good. Leave me alone.
Yeah, all of my work clothes are essentially play clothes. I don't care if they're mismatched or wrinkled, or I could live out of a box.
Yeah.
But I have to hang all of Laramie's stuff, so I got to make room for, all of his things to go away because he still has a.
So you didn't really have a great purge. You couldn't find a reason to purge it all.
I would be surprised as far as kids' toys and just little knickknacks that we'd accumulated and all that stuff. Come here, please. Come here, please.
Oh no, is that Cash or Carter?
Carter. What happened?
Carter.
Yeah. You dropped something on your knee? Say hi to everyone.
Carter. Uncle Lester loves you. Do you love Uncle Lester?
Oh, you hurt
your knee?
Yeah.
Sweetie, I love you so much, and I'm sorry. I would give it a kissy if I was there. Can you say that you love me?
Say, I love you, Uncle Lester. Say, are you coming home to see me? Are you going to help me?
Yes. Can I have some candy when I get there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm leaving in a few minutes. I'll come see you, okay? I promise.
Thanks.
All right. I'm so sorry you hurt your knee.
All right. Tell him bye. I was on that roller. Oh, you did? Go get it and show me.
Well, Bree, we didn't want to keep you all day. I know you got your hands full with kiddos and other stuff going on, But we're real happy for you, and thank you for joining us on the live to talk a little bit about it. And that's what you got to do yesterday was driving that tractor. Driving an 80-foot trailer is something that most people can never say they've ever done.
Yeah.
And you did that, and that was a really neat experience to
It was
watch.
really nerve-wracking, even though I only did it on the straightaway. It was a pretty big thing pushing my house away.
Yeah, I bet. Now, I don't think that you should let Jake or you drive the new one. If it's coming new, let the professionals do that. You don't want to take a chance on turning it into a fence or a tree.
That
or
house was already
anything.
bought by someone else. I didn't care what happened to it, but my new one's not showing up ruined.
Oh my gosh, Brienne. That's funny. All right. Well, we love you, Brienne. I will see you guys later on this afternoon sometime.
All right. I love you guys, and thank you, everyone. I've been trying to keep up with comments, but that's too fast for me.
Yeah. Hey, and let me just put a plug in real fast. If you guys don't, Brienne, I'm going to say something, and I'm going to say this, and I'm saying yay. This is God's word. My mama taught us when we were little never to say I swear to God, because God doesn't like that. But my mama said that we say the word yay, which is a Bible word. It's a long story, but I'm saying yay.
Nays be nays or something like that.
Yeah, your channel is very entertaining, and I will say this, and I'm looking you in the eye when I say this. I'm not able to watch every video creator because there's so many. But I do watch every single thing that you put out because I truly am entertained by it. So I will say I'm real proud of you for what you've done with social media, and then the way you approach it. I like the fact that you don't take any crap from anybody. You are who you are. You are who you are. And when you do have those moments where everyone gets on to you, you come right back the next day with that female, however y'all do. I can't even do it, y'all do. Whatever y'all do, and you do that, and you keep on rolling with being true to who you are. And I love and admire that. And so thank you for being who you are and staying true to who you are, because when you have an audience, sometimes we tend to, and I'm guilty of it, you try to alter who you are to appease people. And you have stayed true to who you are, and you live for you and your family, and that's a beautiful thing. So we're blessed to have you. All right, I will see you guys later on. And anything else you want to add about your channels, Facebook, YouTube, while we're here? Which one do you prefer? Which one is your larger platform?
My larger platform is Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, on Morrow Hill Facebook. But I still, try to keep up with both of them the best I can. But I'm able to get more content out to Facebook. So that's more up to date. Yeah.
Okay. All right, my friends, there you have it. If you don't already have time to hang out and you want to find a fun channel, Life on Morrow Hill. Hey, Brie, I will say one last thing before I let you go, because I have a hard time saying goodbye. You already know that. But it was funny how normally where your house is located, you are pretty much in the center of the epicenter of all that goes on around you.
I am the Queen Pea Pat. Let's call me that.
Okay, yes, you are the Queen Pea Pat. You know everything going on in every direction. However, yesterday I noticed something, that because all of what's going on at your house, and then across with the camper or the truck to pull your trailer, I actually found myself at the epicenter. I was ground zero yesterday. Yeah. It was all happening around me. So I felt like a pea pad. I was out there able to video everything from my yard, and that was pretty awesome how you do that. I got to ask one last thing. What's the deal with this weird e-bike thing that you got going? This is the weirdest thing. Who does that? How many e-bikes does one 24-year-old, whatever you are, need? Seriously.
Everyone is getting an e-bike for Christmas. That's my master plan.
Well, I'll be getting one too.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you want one of my models because you don't have one yet, sure.
Brienne and I both had this little challenge going for a while to see who could get the most e-bikes based on collaboration with e-bike companies. And I've only been able to acquire two. Brienne has how many? Okay, well, I stole two of yours and you got them back.
Still two of mine. I now have 4 e-bikes and an e-scooter.
I can't wait to see the e-scooter. I haven't seen that yet.
There will be videos coming soon, but there's a total of 5. And I won't say for sure if there's a 6th one coming or not.
Well, here is one thing. I should have had it out right now, but there's one thing that I do have that I bet you don't.
What?
My most recent collaboration is with an e-bike helmet.
I do
Whoa.
have one.
No, you do not.
I do have one.
Oh.
Mine's red.
I've not made my video about it yet. I haven't even opened the box. Darn it, you already have an e-bike helmet too.
Yep.
I've lost.
You lost. It's time to just face it.
Yeah, I've already I forgot that word that they use when a president will finally succeed to the next one. Yeah, I've already succeeded. You are the e-bike queen. There's no way I can keep up with you.
I'll let you borrow one of mine since you're letting me live in the barndominium. I'll let you borrow one of my e-bikes.
I have 2. I think I'm fine. But I will say this. Here's the reason why I don't think they want to collaborate with me is because you and I have a different, even though we have a lot of the same audience, we have a different audience as well. And they look at numbers and they know that you would be more successful at helping them sell more e-bikes than what my channel would.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with your people. For 30, 40-year-olds, that's great. But my people are in their 70s, and a lot of 70-year-olds don't ride e-bikes.
They'll love the scooter.
Well, if they could make a 3-wheeled e-bike, I could dig that one. I could just dominate the market on a 3-wheeled e-bike. The trike. Clinging, 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 clinging. Yes, but however, no one's offered me any of those yet.
Well, now it's a competition on who gets one of those first.
Please, Bree, don't do it, because they're going to give you one and you're going to have too many bikes sitting over there.
I'll find one of those companies that's got one.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm excited about that. Well, Bree, we love you very much and I'm proud of you. And I can't wait to see what's all in store for your future. So thank you for joining me today.
I love you guys, and I'll see you later, but I do not know how to log off of
so you can just leave or I can boot you. You want me to boot you?
Boot me out.
Oh no, this is going to be so mean. This is going to be so mean. Bree, you're out of here. We just booted Bree from the I don't want to ban her. Hold on. I almost clicked ban. So I'm going to kick her out of the studio. And it really does. It says kick your guest out of the studio, or you can ban your guests. If they come on and do something horrible, you can ban them. So the live is not over with yet. I hope y'all are not leaving. We have a really nice audience going here. I do have a couple of more things I want to talk to you guys about, but it was such a blessing seeing that Bree and Laramie got their house moved out, and they'll be having another house moved in the next couple of weeks. And so we're so excited for that. Listen, I want to talk to you a little bit about Billy Bob. Our beloved Billy Bob is no longer with us. A wonderful, wonderful, sweet lady who I'd been talking to for a while. Actually, she came through for us. I had told you about how many people ended up backing out on Billy Bob. We offered Billy Bob up to a good home, preferably someone local who could drive and get him. We didn't want to ship. We would not ship an animal across the country. No matter how great shipping companies might be, we're not going to put one of our rescues in a box to be shipped anywhere. We're not going to do that. And I was in contact with, I would say, probably a total of 5 people. And we kept having person after person for some reason back out. And you never know why. There was sometimes they would give you an excuse and sometimes they would not. But a wonderful lady named Kathy, sure enough, came through. She drove out to Longhorn Lester's. She met with us. She met Billy Bob. We wanted to make sure that Billy Bob was comfortable in her lap, because that's what he is. And he loved her from the first sight, and she fell in love with him at first sight. I will say that during the time that she was waiting to get Billy Bob, she also went down into Plum Grove where we found Billy Bob, and she fed dogs. She was able to experience and see firsthand some of the horrific conditions of a lot of the animals that we try to help there in the Plum Grove area. They're near I'm a Survivor. And so she was just a sweet lady who had a love for animals. She came out and picked up Billy Bob recently. She brought all kinds of things for me and Jamie to give to our other pets, things that she had made. Just an adorable lady. And I want to show you some things that she has discovered about Billy Bob in the few days that she's had him. Number one, she says the first huge revelation was the fact that he likes to be led on a leash. It's not like trying to pull him around like you're trying to make him do something. Billy Bob loves the leash. And she said she opened her package and Billy Bob heard that jingle of the leash and came running and jumping. Literally, and Billy Bob could stand on two legs. Billy Bob was jumping. He wanted that leash on. So she stuck a leash on him and took him for a walk. I have a short video that she sent me of that. Here it goes.
Favorite thing, going for a walk.
And that's Billy Bob going for a walk. She also sent me, let me pause this. She also sent me a picture of Billy Bob going for a walk on a rainy day. Yes, you are seeing exactly what she has gone off and done. And she bought Billy Bob his very own raincoat. The things that people do with their animals. So she takes Billy Bob for a walk every single day. And he does sit in her lap. Whenever they're not out for a walk, he sits in her lap. Guys, notice something. He's leading her. She's not leading him. He's leading her. We are so very blessed that things, I think, really do happen for a reason. The more we like to sometimes think that it's just coincidence or chance. Guys, I do think that things happen for a reason. And we found the most wonderful, most loving person for Billy Bob. And so for whatever reason, the other 4 or 5 people did not work out. That's fine. But I promise you, I think there was some divine work in all of that. In the fact that this lady, who is local, she lives in Houston, drove out, met Billy Bob. She's been doing God's work there in Plum Grove. Her and a friend of hers have been doing some things that helping Jamie and I when we go by and do the feeding and everything else. She is a really sweet, sweet lady. And we're very blessed. I will just say that we're very blessed. It took a while to move Billy Bob along. Jamie and I knew right off. Let me address this real fast. There's going to be people who are very upset about the fact that we had to move Billy Bob along. I wish Jamie were here with me. But listen, it was just not a good mix for what we have to offer, because this right here is something that we couldn't do, that we had no time to do. This is the life that Billy Bob was obviously used to before he became abandoned, before he became rescued. And this is the exact life that she was able to give him and offer him that Jamie and I could not. Billy Bob found himself in lots of dangerous situations here at a Longhorn Lester's. And it required us to put him away when we would go out and do chores. So unlike the other dogs who seem to be doing very well, Billy Bob struggled from day one, having to learn to adapt to this environment with the animals, ostriches, the longhorns, the horses, the donkeys, even the goats. And anyway, he's in a wonderful place now. And so if you truly are here for the betterment of the animals, then understand that we are the ones who are here 24/7, and we're the ones who know when an animal needs something more than what we can offer. And as sad as it may be to you all not to see him on a regular or a daily basis, just know that Billy Bob is getting the best, y'all. He's getting the best of that life has to offer, sitting right there in Kathy's lap and taking long walks with her on rainy days with his raincoat. And so that's just a beautiful, beautiful story with a really happy ending for Billy Bob. It also reminds me that the dogs that we pick up, I can promise you, at some point in Billy Bob's life, he was probably a very well and maintained, and he was treated great. He's learned to walk on a leash. He's learned how to live in it, or to be okay and content to be in a crate. There are so many things that we learned about Billy Bob while he was with us, very unlike our other dogs that are not quite as disciplined. So we are just so happy for Billy Bob. And so we hope that you guys will be equally happy, and try to think of it for Billy Bob's best interest, not in kind of a selfish way about, darn, I'm going to miss not seeing him. I'm going to miss not having him in your videos. And so bless you, Miss Kathy, for what you've done with Billy Bob. Let's move on to my next segment that I want to talk about. Oh, Lord, if I haven't had more people get on to me about some strange hacker who's gotten into my videos and is hacking all of my videos. No one's hacking into Lester's videos, guys. What this is what I do as a creator. I put voiceovers. A voiceover is something you can do with your editing software, and this was kind of humorous. I thought it was humorous, and so that's why I've done it. It's the same thing as whenever I pull out my trusty, hold on, I got it right now. Whenever I'm doing a job around the farm and I pull out my pocket knife, I always cue in the Rambo music. And it's done. It's just something that we do it's my way of being creative or humorous. And so I've made 3 or 4 or 5 videos recently where I've been voicing in the sound of Charlie Brown's school teacher. Wah, 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 wah. And I've noticed that whenever I'm making a video and I feel like no one's listening to me, when I'm being ignored, I will pipe that music in as humor. But there are so many folks who don't understand what I'm doing here and how I did that. So it's a simple matter of me using my video software to voice in the Charlie Brown teacher sound. When Uncle Lester talks, nobody listens. And this was the day that I talked to both Ellie and Brienne and Ben. We all had different conversations, but I feel like when Uncle Lester talks to these kids about something that's important, no one really listens. And so I had some fun with this. Oh my gosh. And then finally, let me back up. This is going to be not quite so pretty. Let me back up a little bit. Come on. Oh, Lord. I've lost everything now. I'm trying to navigate here. Okay. All right. Anyway, so just know that was a part of my creativity, even though you didn't really get the humor out of it. And not everyone. I see a lot of folks say they totally understand. They get it. They get it. They get it. They thought it was funny. But there were a lot of folks, if you read the comments like I do, who didn't know how there was someone hacking into my videos and messing with my audio. And so no one has hacked into my videos. There's no one messing with my audio. That was Lester's way of saying that I can talk till I'm blue in the face and no one seems to listen. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to show you, I tried my best to hide the person's name. I'm not into public shaming if I can help it. Yes, I will tease my nephews, my niece, um, and my family members because that's what we do. We're a very tight knit family, and I will tease and taunt them whenever I can. But it's not my goal to shame anybody else. But I did receive a comment this morning, and it's not the first, but it is the one that I addressed. And I want to share that comment with you and talk to you just for a second or so about it. Let this finish playing first. All right, I'm going to pause this. All right, so this morning on my Longhorn Lester channel, I talked. Uh-oh. There, I paused it. This morning on my Longhorn Lester channel on Facebook, I normally play Facebook first and YouTube 2 days later. What I did was I went ahead and laid out all of the specifics on who's who, what's what, who's going where, who's doing this, who's doing that. And in saying so, I received some comments that were not very pleasurable. They were not very nice. And so this one particular commenter started off her comment with, in all caps, "Wow," just like wow. I didn't realize that you were completely leaving I'm a Survivor. So number one, that's not accurate. I have animals at I'm a Survivor, and so I will never be able to completely leave my home or my home, where I was born and raised. I travel back and forth every day. Now, I do hope that at some point I'll be able to travel it less. I do hire Ben to work at I'm a Survivor. I do pay him $25. Give me 1 second. Pasa. Creo. Yes, I do. I do hire Ben to help out at I'm a Survivor for a part-time job. I do pay him $25 an hour to come by 5 days a week and help me do jobs that I can't seem to get to. Or jobs that he can do that could help me a little bit, alleviate some of the workload off of me. Now, Ellie and Megan will soon be living over there. And so that means that Ellie and Ben will share in those responsibilities. And so that means the more that I have help at the I'm a Survivor property, the less I have to travel it back and forth. It's been a very long year and a half making that drive every single day. And when I say every single day, I mean every single day. And you know what? I'm not complaining. I have fallen in love with this property, Longhorn Lester's. Hey, Stella. And I have no desire to ever leave I'm a Survivor. Now, this is kind of what Jamie was having a hard time with not too long ago when she talked about who cares where she actually lays her head at night. And why should that be such a big deal to anybody? But this particular lady moves on to say, wow, I didn't realize that you were completely leaving I'm a Survivor. So that's, first of all, not true. I have cows there. I have animals there. There's Ringo, there's the alpacas, there's the donkeys, there's goats, there's pigs, Pig Trudy, there are Cornholio, Al Davis, all of these being my favorites. There's Pablo. So Lester has a lot of animals that I'm a Survivor. So no, Lester will never leave I'm a Survivor completely. Does it matter where I lay my head at night? That's what it seems like it boils down to a lot of people. Where are you laying your head at night? And I will say this, ever since Christmas had her puppies, I've laid my head here every night, except for a random rare occasion here and there. Now, listen, if she would have stopped right there, I would have been completely okay. And whatever. But now here she goes on to this next thing. Not that I don't think Ellie deserves I'm a Survivor. I don't see that he has earned it. And then again, she goes all caps with the word earned. Lady, I don't know your children, and I certainly hope that your kids have grown up with this amazing work ethic and that they have earned whatever they are doing in life. But I know as a parent, we give. I think that every one of us, and I don't speak for everybody, but I will say this. I want my kids to have it better than I had it. And I know that my mom and dad want us kids, me and my siblings, to have it better than they had it. And I believe that every parent has that goal. You want to make sure that your children have it easier than what you had it. And so growing up, and I've said this before, and there's no one in this family who will ever say otherwise. We were a very poor family growing up. And so we've been so blessed that out of the destruction of Hurricane Harvey flooding, we found a window of opportunity into the social media world. And so now things have turned around to where we're able to, for the first time in our lives, and I say ours plural, the first time in our lives, we're making money, we're making ends meet, paying our bills, and then able to pay blessings forward. And to me, this is nothing more than what would have happened anyway. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly in your life when you think a child has earned it, but I think that historically, parents do pass on things to their children. Unfortunately, that happens when they're on their deathbeds or after they're dead. And I've always said that I am not going to wait until I'm dead before my kids have anything. As much as I love my family, my Uncle Raleigh has, even though Uncle Raleigh had always talked about what he wanted to do, what his last will, what he wanted to see happen once he was gone, those things never happened. Because once Uncle Raleigh passed, because he never carried forth with what he wanted to see happen, it never happened. And like I said before, all of that went to a probate court. And so it ended up being a complete stranger, a judge, deciding on who gets what and how they're going to break all of these assets down and how they're going to do all the things Uncle Raleigh has earned, either through his birthright or through his inheritance. Who all is going to get a piece of that pie? Well, guess what? I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to give to my kids while I'm still alive, while I can still watch my kids enjoy it. Jamie's going to give to her son while he's still young enough to enjoy it. And that's our gift to our children. And shame on you for acting like we're not allowed to gift our children. We've been gifted. Allow us to pay that blessing forward to our children. And so, and then, of course, you had to point out how disappointed you were. This is my son that you're talking about. This is my son that you're talking about, that you're disappointed. I'm not sure exactly who you thought should inherit my land, or I'm a survivor, the land that I built, the fences that I built, the barns that I built. And if I didn't build it myself, it was my money that paid for it. So I'm not sure who else you thought was more entitled to I'm a survivor, but I'm telling you right now that it's going to my son, L.E. and Megan. And I have complete faith that they're going to do the right thing with it. And what is the right thing? Who knows? But we will let them determine that, because guess what? It is theirs. It is theirs. There's a lot of replies to that. I'm not going to waste your time in reading all of those. I will let you read those yourself. My reply to this, to her, says, Ellie has been the only constant by my side through all of the ups and downs that life has presented. I'm going to say that again for all of you guys who didn't hear me the first time. Through the lowest moments of my life. And there were some moments, y'all, that I'm embarrassed to tell you the places that my mind took me. I'm ashamed to know there were moments that I was able to let dark thoughts creep in. But there was one constant, and it was my son, who was there when his dad had nothing. When his dad had nothing, long before all of this, long before there were 5,000 people watching his dad on a live, when there were 0 people watching his dad, when there was 0, there was 1, and it was my son Ellie. I don't mean to get emotional. I don't mean to get emotional. There was one 16-year-old boy that would show up to help me work. One out of all of the people from my work, or the acquaintances who I grew up with in high school, or all the people who I thought would come in and lend a hand, through all of the church, through all of the members of the church, where I took my kids to vacation Bible school, where I took my kids to Sunday school, through all of the church deacons and the church pastor, and all of these folks who sit there every Sunday preaching and trying to share the good word. That's how many showed up at the time of my life when I was the absolute lowest. And when I say low, I can't imagine finding the words to tell you how low of a place I was in. But there was one 16-year-old boy, one 16-year-old boy who I know for a fact would have rather been playing Xbox, except his Xbox had been destroyed. He would have probably much rather been doing something on the internet. Yet there was no internet. There was no electricity. There was no running water. There was nothing but mosquitoes and flies and filth. And there was one 16. One out of all of the hundreds who you thought would have your back. There was one. And yes, I will. He has earned it. And shame on you. Shame on you. Who do you think you are to say he's not earned it? You don't know the Lester. Anywho, I should probably stop talking about that. I will give to my children, and I will be able to sit back, and number one, I'll be able to assist, and number two, I'll be able to watch. And if I'm ever asked advice, I will lend that advice, and I can watch as LE finds success in what his dad has been doing for the last, so many years. I'll be able to watch my son reach the pinnacle of success. He'll do it in a different way. LE and his dad are not the same style of video creator. And I told Ellie, never try to be your dad. You be you, son. You be you. The same way I told Brienne how much I admire her for being her. There's something valuable in that. And if Ellie is not your style of entertainer, well, then go find someone else who is. But yes, Ellie will be living at I'm a Survivor. Ellie will be in charge of I'm a Survivor. I'll be the guy that shows up to make an occasional video of my longhorns, of Ringo, the alpacas, those goddamn guineas that are going to be flying and flapping and doing all that nonsense. And I am more than happy to say that he will inherit that property. Rightfully so. Of course, LE won't inherit it until I inherit it. Because as of right now, it still belongs to my dad. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off on a rant or on a tangent, but that was a sore spot. It's been bothering me ever since this morning. I did block your name out. I hope that if this I didn't mean to embarrass you. And so you're more than welcome to go take your name down. I waited 4 hours after you posted this before I put it here. That was 4 hours of you getting notifications of everyone calling you a dumbass, everyone for calling you out for what a shitty kind of comment that was. And after 4 hours and a ton of people telling you how ridiculous and what a disgrace of a comment that was, you chose to leave it up. And so you come onto my page and you put your opinion. And so I just now gave you my opinion. So there's no bullying going on here. This is a back and forth conversation. I've read your opinion and now you've been able to hear mine. And I'll let it go with that. Okay, Rambo knife out is going back in my pocket. I want to thank you again to Brienne for joining me on today's live. And I am sorry I got a little bit worked up there at the end, but that has been weighing on my mind for the entire morning. Anyway, it is 1 o'clock. I have an appointment at the vet with Stella at 2 o'clock. So we'll be making our way over there very soon. And I will say that Jamie and I will both be coming to you guys on Sunday with our live. We're excited about that. Thank you all for joining us. I was trying to see if I could show y'all anything special, but you know what? Everything around here is special. And okay. Well, with that being said, I will let you guys go and we will catch you on the next video or the next live. Thank you all for joining us and have a wonderful, wonderful Friday and a great weekend. Okay. And I do feel better now. I do. I feel better. Sometimes you just have to get stuff off your chest.